What's up, money making team? It's another weekly prep video. This time I'm going to be looking into NQ. Got a lot of big tech earnings coming up. I've definitely been paying attention to NQ levels, and I'll be giving out my zones and levels I'll be watching coming up. So this is on the weekly time frame. See how ES and SPY on the weekly time frame have been in their weekly supply zone, but NQ still hasn't gotten to its weekly zone. So definitely keeping an eye on that. Definitely had a good run so far for NQ. I'm not sure if they're gonna make it up there, but they're in between zones right now. Kind of an indecision area. Probably waiting for Jerome Powell next month. But we'll see how this week shapes up. So these are my zones on the weekly time frame. I do have 14,113.75 as the top of the weekly supply zone. 13,586.75 is the bottom of the weekly supply zone. And for the demand zone, I am looking at this zone that was created on the 6th and 13th of March. So it's 12,433.25 as the top of the demand zone and 11,794.75. So that's it on the weekly time frame. Let's get into my daily zones. So looking at NQ on the daily zones, you can see why I've been using it a lot. It has been respected and kind of been leading the market with big tech earnings, and the earning week started off. So here on the daily zone, I have the August 26th and the 25th candle. That makes up my supply zone, 13,578.75. At the top of the zone, 13,295.25 as the bottom of the supply zone. You can see how well this supply zone was respected and how this demand level here. I do want to also touch in, I've had a few questions of why I haven't made, for instance, this February 2nd, where it looks like it is the start of the trend, downtrend. But as you can see here, it did do this indecision small bounce area here, and this is, I like to always take the most recent price action before the drop. Definitely this area is something to be watching, but I feel like the participants in this area are not as strong as the participants in this area. That's why I definitely move my zones closer to the more recent price action. And you can see here how that was respected. We got that bounce up. So for this demand zone, I am using the February 15 and 16 daily candles. And the zone I have for the top of the demand is 12,925. And the bottom of the zone, 12,751. And you can see how well that top of the zone on the demand was respected. Got that bounce. Came back. Retested that top of the bottom of the supply zone. Got a perfect rejection back down. Now coming into this week, I'll be patient to see if we do want to retrace back into this daily demand zone. If we do fail below that daily demand zone, I do have this zone right here sitting where we might get a bounce, stronger bounce here. But if we do break back in here, I'll be looking into my hourly zones to see if we can get a rejection a little deeper into the supply zone. That's it for the daily zones, what I'm watching. Let's get into the hourly. So looking at NQ on the hourly time frame, a few resistant points and bounce levels for support that I'll be looking for this week. Right, the first one in our daily supply zone that I'll be watching is on this August 26th. As you can see, I'll show you guys why I chose this level. As you can see how it created that bounce level up here before getting that full rejection down. So definitely want to see how this area gets retested with this big sell-off happening right here. And that's if we push up to our daily zones. Before that, I do have a few hourly resistance points I am going to be watching coming in. I'm very interested to see how we react to these levels right here. So that one up in the daily supply zone I have is 13,420.75. Obviously, you could test the bottom of the daily supply zone and also the top of the zone at 13,578. But I am interested to see if we retest this area right here at 13,137.50 and 13,156.75. That support level I'm looking at is on our Friday bounce level. Break below that, I do see us getting a push down. Usually the way I play is if we hit a demand zone and bounce, we go to a supply zone. If we reject a supply zone and we reject it, we go back to a daily zone. So I am looking to see if we get pushed down to this zone coming into this week, where there I will be looking for one of these potential bounce spots. So that's it for NQ. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Once again, I hope you guys make a lot of money coming into this week. Don't be biased. Just play the levels, play the zones. And thank you guys again. Appreciate you. Peace.